I woke up today in the mood to call out some rhinos. I'm so tired of seeing it, and I'm sure you are too. And that's why first up on the list is, of course, Brad Raffensperger, Republican, as they all claim. Yet I'm going to show you exactly why that is not true today. So here from CNN we have, on December 1st, so today, Georgia's lieutenant governor joins the state GOP officials in rejecting Trump's misinformation. Georgia's Republican lieutenant governor on Tuesday joined a growing list of GOP officials in the state who are publicly rejecting President Donald Trump's baseless claims of voter fraud, saying the misinformation spread by the president and his allies is alarming and could jeopardize the party in upcoming Senate runoff elections. Now, that's an odd statement in my opinion, because it seems like he is more worried about the Senate runoff elections, things that would affect those who are closely circling him. And as we will see soon, there is more evidence to back that up. Asked by CNN's Allison Camerata on New Day about a falsehood spread by Trump that election officials in Georgia were making deals, Lieutenant Governor Geoff Duncan flatly replied, "Certainly not." What is alarming is the amount of misinformation that continues to flow. "It's alarming to me," Duncan continued. "It's certainly disheartening to watch folks willing to kind of put their character and their morals out there just so they can spread a half-truth or a lie in the efforts to maybe flip an election. That's not what democracy is all about." Yes, Duncan, rhinos like you can dictate what democracy is all about. It's not about allowing people to actually look at the machines that are accused and have very many affidavits and different inconsistencies and errors with technology. Everyone knows technology. Woo! How does it work? Errors here, servers crashing there. It's all so weird. But you tell us what democracy is about. You do a great job. Duncan, along with Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, are among the highest-ranking Republican officials who are disputing Trump's claims of voter fraud, despite the president's continuing grip on much of the party. And that's exactly why the rest of the party, everyone else involved in it, are calling for him to resign, because they do not represent the party at all. They are truly Democrat in nature. The comments by Georgia officials are particularly notable, as the January runoff election could determine the balance of power in the U.S. Senate. And that is all that they care about. They're only worried about their own power within the Senate. That's why they side with the ones who's winning. Trump's just a delusional madman. Please vote for me. Give me my power, please. I'm nothing without my power. That's all they care about. Duncan also urged the president and Republicans to redirect their post-election approach, warning of the challenges of not doing so. Sort of a little half threat there. There's so many things that could go wrong if you don't just submit and allow us our power. I think short term, we run the risk of alienating voters for our Senate race that is coming upon us for Senator Loeffler and Senator Perdue, and we need them, he said. And long term, I think we hurt the brand of our Republican Party, which is certainly bigger than one person long term. As Americans, we need to see leaders that inspire us and not talk down. It's comical how many times the Senate race is brought up in these statements here, because that's all these people care about. They have no problem with throwing Trump under the bus. Actually, no problem with throwing anyone under the bus, as long as it is something that benefits themselves personally and allows them to remain in power. Duncan also indicated he will not join Trump and Vice President Mike Pence when they visit Georgia this weekend to campaign for Loeffler and Perdue, telling Camerata, "I've got a full day on Saturday." Wow, yes, his full day. I'm sure he's a very busy person. There's no way he could support both Trump and the vice president, as well as the two that he is claiming that he wants so bad to win. He wants them in the power too. But he's not going to go there. He's got a busy Saturday. I mean, he's got, I'm sure, busy schedule. A lot of stuff going on. He's got to feed his cat in the morning at one point. But that leads us to the next article, which, man, it's just so comical when they say one thing and then something else happens and they completely reverse it and sort of contradict themselves, and it's just a slap in the face back and forth with them. I love watching them chase their own tail and not knowing how to defend it. Says here from Fox News, Georgia Senate runoff spurs election probe of groups trying to register out-of-state voters. Georgia's top election official says he is opening an investigation into whether third-party groups are trying to register people from other states to illegally vote in Georgia's twin January 5th Senate runoff elections when the GOP's majority in the chamber is at stake. Wow, so you were telling me that they are willing to open up this investigation into whether third-party groups are trying to influence their elections now, when it has to involve with the Senate runoff elections. But yet, in the main vote that was done, the primary election, nothing. It was actually the most well-kept election of all time. No fraud found anywhere at all. Blows my mind, like I said, dog chasing his tail, Houdini special from the Democrats. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger announced to reporters on Monday that we have opened an investigation into a group called America Votes, who is sending absentee ballot applications to people at addresses where they have not lived since 1994. Whoa, is this possibly, correct me if I'm wrong, Brad Raffensperger stating that it's a possibility that people would try and falsely submit ballots? That's just a crazy conspiracy theory idea, misinformation campaign from President Trump, right? But people, yeah, as if people would care more about the Senate runoff than the actual election. If you think that people would be willing to go this far to cheat in the actual or in Senate runoffs and not the actual election, you have to have not even enough brain power to turn on a light bulb, let alone be Secretary of State. Raffensperger, a Republican, yes, keep reminding us that, also said his investigators are looking into Vote Forward, who attempted to register a dead Alabama voter, a woman, to vote here in Georgia. He also spotlighted the New Georgia Project, who sent voter registration applications to New York City. Wow, 3 groups in a row. It's amazing how once he does a little bit of investigation, just the tiniest little bit, all these weird inconsistencies and groups pop up that are attempting to cheat the election. It's almost like people would do that in the actual election. Not ones that just affect you and your disciples that you would love to have in power with you so you guys can go back into the back room and do you know what? Fact check each other, really. The Secretary of State also pinpointed Operation New Voter Registration Georgia, who is telling college students in Georgia that they can change their residency to Georgia and then change it back after the election. Well, there's group number 4 trying to affect just the primary, though, or just the runoffs, not the actual election, because that would be crazy. A conspiracy, I tell you. Raffensperger emphasized that voting in Georgia when you're not a resident of Georgia is a felony. You hear that, bad kids? A felony. And encouraging college students to commit felonies without regard for what it might mean for them is despicable. Almost as despicable as not allowing people to do a thorough investigation of the election that was held. But then at the same time doing an investigation that would affect people who are appointed next to you. These third-party groups have a responsibility not to encourage illegal voting. If they do so, they will be held responsible unless they happen to cheat in the actual election, in which case, here's your free pass, buddy. Go on along. Nothing to see. Raffensperger's office also has 23 investigators working on 250 open investigations into credible claims of illegal voting and election law violations, he said. And this was released at the same day, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, published one day ago. So this one was actually posted the day before this article from CNN. That's how mind-blowing it is. Think of that. So he's making these statements before telling CNN that Trump is a deranged lunatic. Actually, that was one of the other secretaries. I forget what the title was, but that was one of the other people that are closely linked to him. But Trump's crazy. And this is factual. This is true. This is what's happening, really. Gabrielle Sterling, the election official who manages Georgia's voting system, told reporters that this is new information. These outside groups attempting to register people illegally, potentially in other states? New information. There's nothing happening here. News to me. But Trump's crazy, but news to me. Sterling said these third-party groups appear to be literally saying, hey, it's okay to commit a felony. Whoa. Who would have thought the people committing election fraud are felons? Oh. It's almost as if they know that that's the risk of doing what they're doing, but they do not care. So why would you tell Trump's legal team that he has no right to inspect any of the machines and that this was the greatest election ever held with honor and dignity? But then when they try and cheat my people, that's wrong, dude. What are you, crazy? And Raffensperger emphasized that this office will continue to take steps to protect the voting rights of the legally registered Georgians of the state, Republican, Democrat, Independent, and whatever party you may be a member of, unless you voted for Trump, in which case, get the hell out of here. What are you even doing here? This is Georgia, my state, and I make the rules. That's all that this is about. It's a big power struggle for everyone. You give these people power, once they're in there, they don't care what it takes to maintain it. And then guess what? They're trying to bring all their friends to the table. You see, the only credible claims are from these third-party organizations that would love to affect the outcome of the Senate runoff, but not the outcome of the actual presidency, in which case you can leave too, because you're just crazy, deranged. I just thought, man, I'm so tired of these rhinos hiding out and pretending, and then you have places, I mean, even Fox News, this Republican, I'm sorry, I need to stop rolling my R's like that, but this Republican, in name, right? He's a true Republican who fights for America, unless it's for Trump, in which case he's going to bow down before the Democratic Party. Please, keep me in power, please. Like I said, I'm just tired of it, so I'm starting to call all these people out. I'm going to do some research on every single one of them. So Raffensperger, check him off. Who's next? Maybe let me know. I don't know. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.